to all of you. And thank you so much for taking out time on a Sunday morning. It is truly wonderful to see such an amazing, inspiring gathering of leaders, innovators, clinicians, and change makers, all coming together with a shared vision for the future of healthcare. On behalf of Voice of Healthcare, I'm delighted to welcome you all to the third edition of Precision Med India Conclave Awards 2026. Let's have a round of applause for this amazing edition. I know what makes this day truly special, which is the intent in this room, a collective drive to turn evolving science into real-world impact. Because precision medicine today is not just advancing conversations, it is actively influencing that how healthcare is being practiced and delivered. And today brings together the voices that are leading this transformation forward in India. And there's a force behind this, an initiative by Voice of Healthcare. So to begin with, VOH is one of India's leading healthcare media platforms built with a strong focus on bringing depth, clarity, perspective to the healthcare ecosystem. So what sets VOH apart is the ability to bring together diverse stakeholders like we are here today. So from policymakers and clinicians to industry leaders and innovators. And they create a platform where meaningful conversations can take place. Through expert-led discussions, podcasts, editorial features, and on-ground initiatives like this, VOH is consistently working towards amplifying the impactful work and driving informed dialogue across the industry. At its core, VOH is about connecting ideas with action and creating opportunities for collaboration that can truly move healthcare forward. And Voice of Healthcare has an amazing journey. And I would like to take you through the journey through a short video. And I would request everyone's attention on screen. And I request to please dim the lights.
Healthcare never sleeps, but too many voices go unheard. Brilliant ideas are being created, but the right people aren't always hearing them. Voice of Healthcare exists to bridge that gap between medicine, media, and the people who matter. We're not just an event company, not just a media house. We are a healthcare communication engine. We serve every stakeholder of healthcare, not with one message, but with the right message for each. Voice of Healthcare operates across multiple verticals. From live forums and strategic dialogues to powerful media, global collaborations, and high-impact health content.
तो ऐसे मंचों से वो अनुभूति बनी रहती है और इंसान अपने जीवन में और एफर्ट्स करता है और कुछ अच्छा करने का प्रयास भी करता है.
It's a great honor and I'm extremely glad I could be present here and be part of this wonderful event.
From the time that we're born to the time that we die, I think our lives are incomplete without the doctors, the nurses.
So that dental care has to be brought in as part of the regular package as such.
But as the attendant costs of healthcare go up, the public cannot keep up with it by paying the premiums.
I'm very grateful to the second edition of IVF Summit for inviting me for this.
And I also thank VOH for inviting me and this wonderful evening, and I hope that next time more there'll be some participation from government side also.
The leading manufacturing hub for medical devices globally, and move over from being 70% import dependent.
Our numbers speak. Our reach multiplies. And with every voice added, the impact grows stronger. The future of healthcare will not just be built, it will be heard. Voice of Healthcare, where healthcare finds its voice.
Let's have a round of applause for this amazing journey that Voice of Healthcare has made, and this is what sets apart VOH from the industry. And now, coming to the initiative that brings us all together here. as we step into the third edition of Precision Med India Conclave Awards, which has grown into a dynamic platform that brings together the cutting-edge science, clinical expertise, and innovation, driving those meaningful conversations around the future of personalized healthcare in India. So over the years, PMI has created a space where research meets real-world practice and where collaboration across stakeholders lead to actionable insights. And ladies and gentlemen, I have another short video to present to you that how we have reached the third edition of Precision Med India Conclave Awards. May I have the video, please?
For decades, medicine treated the disease, but every patient is different. The question was never just what to treat, but who we are treating. From evidence-based care to decoding the human genome. Healthcare became predictive, precise, and personal. What started as a breakthrough soon became a global movement, a shift from trial and error. And in India, it found scale, driven by innovation and made-in-India solutions. Today, precision medicine is transforming how we diagnose, treat, and prevent disease across oncology, cardiology, rare diseases, and beyond. But every movement needs a voice, a platform that brings the ecosystem together. That's where Voice of Healthcare stepped in with the powerful movement. In 2024, Precision Med India was launched.
People should join together. You need to have a validation.
Innovators, plus and change makers with this initiative.
Not just as an event, but as a catalyst for collaboration, conversation, and change. In 2025, the momentum grew stronger, with wider participation, deeper dialogue, and a shared vision.
How do you quantify the score on the liquid biopsy? I think that's a challenge which still not been solved.
The availability of information has helped not only doctors but also patients.
और पूरे समर्पण के साथ कहता है कि डॉक्टर साहब मैं ठीक तो हो जाऊंगा, तो एक विश्वास जुड़ा हो। और आज ऐसे ही चिकित्सा से जुड़े सभी लोगों के मैं बीच में हूं, तो मेरे लिए सौभाग्य की बात।
A platform that not only sparks ideas, but also honor those turning them into impact. And today, that journey moves forward. Welcome to Precision Med India 2026 Conclave and Awards, where science meets strategy, innovation meets collaboration, and the future of healthcare becomes reality.
Thank you everyone present here for making third edition Precision Med India Conclave and Awards possible. It is all because of you. And also, we would like to take a moment to acknowledge and thank our partners and sponsors whose support has been instrumental in making this platform possible. Their support truly brings conversation like this to life. Our supporting partners, Molecular Pathology Association of India and We Care Foundation. Our session partners, Cytova and Zydus Life Sciences. Our associate partners, Pfizer, Premas Life Sciences, Anand Chemiceutics, Rhinomite, and ImmunoAct. And our hospital partner, Jupiter Hospital. A special thanks to our advisory board member, Dr. Neeti Raizada and Dr. Prashant Kumar. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. They gave us a continuous support and guidance to make this possible. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an exciting day ahead with the engaging panel discussions, thought-provoking keynotes, and perspective from some of the most respected experts in the field. And we do not want this to be a one-way conversation. So throughout the day, while we'll be having some sessions, fireside chat, and presentation, we also have an engaging segment. So in between the sessions, we'll have some questions present over screen with a QR code scanner. And I would request everyone to please scan the QR and select the right option. So we'll have that who voted for which, the option, and then we'll have that who knows what. There's no competition, there's nothing prize, but it's just an engaging activity for everyone present here. And now to formally begin today's proceeding, it's time to mark this occasion with a tradition that symbolizes knowledge, wisdom, and new beginning. It is time for the lamp lighting, and I would like to invite esteemed dignitaries on stage for the ceremonial lamp lighting. Dr. Nishchal Naveen. Let's welcome our dignitaries with a round of applause. Dr. Neeti Raizada, Dr. Prashant Kumar, Dr. Kumar Prabhash, Dr. Deepak Modi, Dr. Manisha Khurana. Thank you everyone, thank you so much. And with this, we now step into one of the most defining moments of the day, the inaugural session. This is where the conversation truly begins, where vision meets leadership and where the future of direction of precision medicine in India starts to take shape. We are about to hear from some of the most respected and influential voices in the country. Individuals who are not just witnessing change, but actively driving it across research, policy, and clinical excellence. So while I call our speakers, I request our speakers to please join us on stage and our audience to keep their hands rolling. Dr. Nishchal Naveen, founder, Voice of Healthcare. Dr. Neeti Raizada, Principal Director, Medical Oncology and Hemato-Oncology at Fortis Group of Hospitals, Bangalore. Dr. Prashant Kumar, Chief Scientific Officer, Dattar Cancer Genetics, Visiting Professor at IIT Bombay, co-founder of Liquid Biopsy Foundation, India. Dr. Kumar Prabhas, Professor and HOD, Medical Oncology at Tata Memorial Hospital, Mumbai. Dr. Deepak Modi, Scientist G, Department of Molecular and Cellular Biology at ICMR National Institute of Research on Women's Health. Dr. Sangamitra Pati, Additional Director General, Indian Council of Medical Research, Government of India. So ma'am was supposed to join us, but due to an official meeting and ministry, last moment, she's unable to join right now. However, she will join us at the award evening and she will present her address to our audience, and I request everyone to please stay back for her. Now to begin with the address and opening remarks, to set the context, I would like to invite Dr. Nishchal Naveen to deliver his opening remarks. So, may I please have you?
Thank you very much, Simran. Good morning, everyone. Respected dignitaries on the stage, Dr. Neeti Raizada, Dr. Prashant Kumar, Dr. Kumar Prabhash, Dr. Deepak Modi, fellow speakers, doctors, healthcare professionals, our audience watching us live through various social media handles. A very warm welcome to all of you on behalf of Voice of Healthcare. I'm truly honored to welcome you all to third edition of Precision Med India Conclave Awards 2026. Precision medicine is not just progressing the way care is delivered or health is protected, but it is transforming everything we do in healthcare. I'm waiting for a tsunami of innovation in precision medicine, and that tsunami is going to replace traditional medicine in coming years. I'm not talking about 50 years, 100 years, next 10 years, 15 years, maximum 20 years. We started with, while talking about this journey, precision medicine, we started this with genomics. And 5 years back, data was big thing. Data is gold and data is everything. But nowadays, we have started talking about artificial intelligence. I think AI is acting like a rocket fuel for precision medicine. The way we are using AI in precision medicine, we are not using the same in other fields of medicine. So genomics, data, and AI are core to innovation of this field. And precision medicine is no longer confined to oncology or rare diseases. It is making its way into all specialties, right from cardiology, neurology, gastroenterology, reproductive medicine, or chronic lifestyle diseases. While we are doing so much progress, there are, a lot of challenges in this field as well. The biggest, I'll just, talk about 2-3 challenges because we have experts sitting in this room on the dais and off the dais. They know better about this field. But when I, look at this field from public health point of view, I think there are a couple of challenges which come to my mind. First is awareness. I'm not talking about that general public is not aware about precision medicine. I'm talking about even within our field, within medicine, doctors, healthcare professionals, they also don't know much about this field. Secondly, I think just like any other healthcare issue, accessibility and affordability is another challenge. These are another, challenges in precision medicine. Precision medicine is costly. Not everybody can afford it. And from accessibility point of view, I won't say that we'll be able to provide this treatment to, rural India because all these specialties are still focused in metro cities. So there is a big opportunity of democratization of precision medicine. I know it will take its own time, but this is a seed for thought for this room that how we can democratize precision medicine for larger population of India. Having said that, future looks very promising and we are moving towards a right direction. Today is a very special day and we have some exceptional speakers during the day and we are also recognizing Precision Medicine India warriors during the evening with a beautiful award ceremony. So I would urge all of you that let's try to make this day fruitful, try to network with your neighbors, try to network with speakers, and try to learn from speakers. So with that, I wish a great day ahead. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for setting the tone for the day. Now I would like to invite Dr. Deepak Modi for his address to our audience.
Very good morning. And first of all, thank you for inviting me here. This is my first interaction with this forum. And I saw it on social media. It's really, really amazing. And it's a privilege to be here among seniors, colleagues, friends who are shaping the future of healthcare. And once again, I thank everyone for being here. When we talk about precision medicine, as Naveen really pointed out, what things flashes in our mind is genomics, artificial intelligence, big data, data science, and digital pathology. And I feel very proud to see that India has already set its footprint in all of these areas. It's not no more experimental. It's no more where we are trying to see whether it's working or not. We surely know it's working. I come from the reproductive biology background, and now I see in IVF clinics, women come with their genomic reports, and the doctors are no more dousing her with hormones to stimulate her ovaries, but very precise control of hormones are given based on a genotype. And this is a transformation. Transformation where we have moved from one treatment fits all to really, really personalized treatments. And that's the power of precision medicine. And therefore, I see today that the challenge is no more data generation. Challenge is no more diagnostics. Challenge is no more discussing whether we should do precision medicine or not, because we see in oncology, we're already doing it. We have moved beyond oncology, and many, many fields are now rapidly adopting precision medicine. But now the real question is, how do we translate these capabilities? Translate these capabilities into clinically meaningful outcomes, into decisions, not just in control settings of the hospitals that we all come from, but also from the tertiary healthcare centers to the primary healthcare center, or pregnant women in the ACE hospital in this city or Bangalore or Delhi, to a woman in a primary healthcare unit in a village of Bihar or in the village of Gujarat or Karnataka or Maharashtra should be able to access the same level of precision medicine that we all have. And today, that's the big gap. And with our ever-growing population, we need to ask ourselves the question, how are we going to scale all of this? The scale is now the question. India is today positioned to have large, diverse populations. We have expanding genomic initiatives. We have all the infrastructure. 10 years ago, sequencing was something which was restricted to the top-notch hospitals. And today I see in many of the secondary hospitals, many of the healthcare centers in the country, you have real-time PCRs and sequencing machines lying there. So our depth is already reached there. There's increased digital data structure, precision medicine, when we talk about, we can't live without telemedicine, and today telemedicine is a reality, thanks to COVID that allowed us to seep into our system. And as ICMR, we have 27 institutes across the country. We have 7 regional research institutes. We have about 100 plus multidisciplinary research units in many, many government hospitals across the country. And we also have something called as model rural research health units, MRHRUs, into the deepest parts of the country. We have 2 from our institute in Maharashtra, which are catering now to tribal women. So we have the infrastructure, we have the way to seep into the system. The real question lies is, if we have to make a national impact of precision medicine, we cannot work in isolation. We'll have to all work together. And I see that we are not something, now we are talking about precision medicine. What I see is we need to really shift away from this whole idea of precision medicine to what I call it as precision health. We need to understand that we have to move from diagnosing the patient to making a different clinical impact. Without this, precision medicine will remain technology-driven, very, very urban-centric, and in my personal opinion, it will have a very limited real-world impact. And I think at the heart of this, we need conceptual shifts. We need a conceptual shift, and I'll focus on 3 actionable priorities because it is the third event of this. I thought I'll put into 3 actionable priorities which we would need to realize the power of precision medicine to our population, not just sitting in these rooms, not just sitting outside in the metros, but to the real population sitting in the villages. First is we need to develop India-specific biological reference frameworks. Today, when we talk about genomics, we have a lot of data. We are able to generate a lot of data per patient, but the interpretation of data is still largely driven by the references of the West. Most of us who are into genomics swear by the ACMG guidelines. Why don't we have the Indian Society of Human Genetics guidelines? Why are we not making guidelines which are, okay, these are the mutations which we have to worry about, these are the mutations which we don't have to worry about. And for that, we need to understand the biology of the genome. It's no more about getting the sequences right. It's about understanding the sequences, how are they contributing to the biology of the health and therefore the biology of the disease. And therefore, it's not surprising that today every patient of ours who comes to us has the whole gigabytes of data sitting with the patient, and nearly half of them is VOS. Variations of uncertain significance, and then we really don't know, and they are not variations of uncertain significance because they are really the variances of certain significance. It's like we don't know what to do with them, so we say, okay, we are not uncertain about it and leave it. And I don't understand how are we going to realize the potential of so-called precision medicine without understanding these VOSs. And to understand VOSs, we need to move on from sequencing, data generation of sequencings, and for that, we need to take this next step to make clinically annotated India-specific biological reference framework. And this means we'll have to integrate genomics with deep phenotyping. It's not about any more deep genomics. Today, we are able to read every letter of the genome. From 5 years ago, where we would be very happy doing an exome, today we just write off a genome test, whole genome test, with the idea that let the data be with us, we'll see what happens. But until we have the background of it, the interpretability part of it, we are not going to really realize the potential of it. No more we should rely on those cross-sectional cohorts where we give this beautiful p-values of statistical significance, which to madam has absolutely zero significance, because when the patient sitting across your table is no more p-value of 0.05. It's patient will ask, madam, will I have this problem or not? Will this treatment work for me? And for that, we will need longitudinal cohorts of our patients. We cannot no more import the data, put it in AI tools, and accept that, hey, it's going to work for us. It doesn't work for us because Indian genomes are different. The way Indian genomes express themselves are different. The second important point that I would like to make is building a decision layer from data to clinical evidence. We generate high quality data, but do we ask this question that how is it going to make a clinical difference? When I sit in committees and when I review projects coming from different parts of the country with the best scientists in the country, I really love to read them. I see, oh, such a beautiful science. But when I look at the end of it, I realize nobody's really asking the question that, okay, by generating this data, how is it going to change the practice of the clinician? Will the clinician be able to make a precise decision on not just diagnosing the patient, but treating the patient? And here is the challenge. Will tomorrow morning with this data, when the patient goes to the clinician, will the clinician be able to pick up the right diagnosis and therefore give the right treatment? The answer is unfortunately no. Today, the sequencing pipelines exist. Phenomenal amount of data is gathering. We'll see AI tools coming to yourself and you feed in the data inside and you will get a very beautiful report come out of it. But at the end of it, most of these reports that we see, I'm sorry, it says correlate clinically. I don't understand what it means. Here you say there is this genome data of the patient and beautiful little handwritings we write there. Correlate clinically. I mean, how can we work in isolation in the area when we want to do precision medicine? I think we need to wake up ourselves. We need to wake up and ask this question of elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is that how is this changing clinical practice? And this is a second layer which I feel we need to really, really remind ourselves every morning that we are not doing this entire business of precision medicine to generate the whole of the data, but to rather change the clinical practice. Finally, the third point that I'd like to put across is about population scale stratification. Precision is not about infinite granularity. Precision doesn't come from the ability to accurately read every alphabet of the genome, but it is about getting to a resolution which is clinically meaningful. A resolution which is going to change the patient outcome, because by the end of the day, all of us sitting here are no more technocrats. We are responsible citizens for the lives of our patients. And this is where we need to ask ourselves that now we have to scale this entire business up. How will I scale it? Will we be able to sequence every individual in the country? Will the woman sitting in a tribal area of the country get her genome sequenced, and will the doctor read every portion of the genome to give her treatment? Perhaps no. I don't think at a scale in India that we live in, it's possible. I often have this joke saying that I met a friend of mine in a conference, and he said that, oh, my country loves football, and when my country plays football, 98% of our population is watching it. And I was taken aghast. I said, wow, what a dedicated country. And only to realize that he's from a Nordic country whose population is even less than one of the housing campuses in Andheri. Right, we are not talking about that level. I mean, they can afford the precision medicine, that the model which we are talking about, but in our country will never be able to reach that scale because we are a dynamic population. We are very deep-rooted population. We have diversity. We have a lot of economic diversity, social diversity, medical diversity and genomic diversity, and therefore talking about precision medicine as personalized individual medicine is not going to work for us. What I believe is going to work is that we'll learn to stratify which are clinically relevant decisions. And to give that, we know my favorite example lies here is about the EGFR mutation. When you have a patient with breast cancer, you do this one test and it makes a clinical decision change. What treatment the patient is going to get is based on this one test, and now we're able to stratify these patients. You don't need, I mean, breast cancer is a very complex disease. Today we are able to do single cell RNA-seq and tell how every cell is behaving across time in this patient. We're able to predict the entire complexity of the tumor. But do we need that data for our patients, every patient? Perhaps no. We need to first stratify. Okay, these are the patients who are straight going to benefit by this test, and we need to list out such tests. The second example I give from my own field is preeclampsia. Phenomenal number of women have hypertension during pregnancy, and that is a life-threatening condition. And there's a simple blood test, SFLT-IGF ratios. And this stratifies the women, and the doctors know that this woman is very likely to develop preeclampsia. Her clinical course of management changes. She's intensely monitored. Her blood pressure is monitored. She's allowed to come next to the ICU so that she can be admitted as soon as hypertension shoots beyond the point. The baby can be delivered. We save the mother. We save the baby. Simple test. So we need to think of simplicities if we have to think of scalabilities. So all of these are biologically very complex phenomena. And in my lab, I look at preeclampsia from an organ-on-chip, from an organoid perspective. I sequence every placenta that comes to the lab. But ultimately, that's allowing me to understand the disease better, the first part of the thing. I understand the biological complexity of it. But what we need is now to scale it down to something which is straightforward panels of tests for every disease that we are talking about. And it's only then we'll be able to reach what we truly want to achieve, the potential of precision medicine. So the goal of precision medicine is not to measure everything, is what I believe. We don't want to measure every part of the genome. We don't want to measure every RNA in every cell that we know. We do not need to replicate the models of this, I call ultra-deep, hyper-individualized profiling, which is very high cost and low scale. As a country, we can't afford this. Instead, I feel we need to have precision systems that are biologically grounded, clinically actionable, and scalable. So to conclude, precision in India will not be defined by how much of data we generate, how much of advanced technologies are we using, or how we are using all the digital healthcare or AIs, but how effectively we identify signals from this data and translate it into biology backed by practice decisions and improved outcomes. Because again, I repeat, precision is not about infinite granularity. Precision is about identifying the right level of resolution in which clinical decisions actually change. And if we get this right in India, and if we adopt this, we'll set up a model for the world, where we'll redefine for the world what is precision decision, from individualized care of a few to an intelligent, scalable precision medicine for millions and zillions around the world. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for that powerful address, and what better start could we have? Now, I would like to invite Dr. Kumar Prabhash for his address to our audience.
Good morning, everyone. And at the outset, I'd like to thank organizers for this opportunity to address you. This is regarding precision medicine, and I'm primarily an oncologist and basically a medical oncologist. So in every part of healthcare, you have a development as far as the precision medicine is concerned, more so in oncology. And in oncology, we treat our patients, you could say, in three different ways. Now there are multiple other ways coming. We say surgical oncology, medical oncology, radiation oncology, and now you have what we call nuclear medicine also becoming part of the treatment. And all these fields, you will see that you do have a more precision way of treating. So our surgical guys, they are more focused on can they have less complication, more focused way of removing tumor. So you will hear those laparoscopic surgeries, you will hear those robotic surgeries, and what it does, it harms the patient less and allows more tissue to be removed where and what is required. Our radiation oncology colleague, they also moving in this direction, and you will keep hearing these words like proton therapy, IMRT, many other these words which will be there for newer technology, and this is to way to give radiotherapy in an area where it is required, because this is one of the problem with the medicine or treatment of our health sciences, that when we treat the disease, we end up harming lots of our patients, because that's the way the treatment works. You treat the disease, but you end up harming, and that is what it leads to having lesser side effects and hopefully more cure with this precision in radiotherapy. Similar for our nuclear medicine colleagues, and what they do is they do radioisotope is there, they tag it with something which is there in the body where they can get attached, and they deliver that, and when it get delivered, that radioisotope kills that tumor. Again, now you have a therapy for it. You will hear this lutetium based, PSMA based therapy. Many others are on the pipeline. Other one which I practice is medical oncology. Partly you heard from our previous speaker that you find targets. Genomics is one way to find targets in the tumor, and then try to see that can you deliver a treatment which works on tumor and spares the normal cell. And now there are quite a few of them. And just now in the morning I was reading CNN, and one of the things they were talking about, some of the things which we used to read as a novel, as a story, that you take out a cell, modify it, put it in the body, and it goes inside, and fairly precisely, it is not as precise, we want that you modify, put in the body, nothing happens to the patient, tumor gets killed. That's what we all want. But today that has not happened. But yes, you can today in real time, it's happening in India also, absolutely abroad, that you take out cells, genetically modify, and then put in the body, and it kills cancer cell more than the normal cell, and that's why it is one of the standard treatment. And it happens, and yes, this is true. When I was reading CNN, that this is what we used to read in our fiction novel around 20 years back, in that in future it can happen really to the people, but yes, it is happening. So precision medicine is going to stay. Has it made a difference? And I treat lung cancer, and lung cancer is one of the so-called poster boy for, it has worked in many other tumors, where treatment, this precision medicine has changed the picture of the way the patient benefits. So in our time when I was getting trained, fairly old, so almost 25 years back, we used to have lung cancer, by and large, advanced stage, that will be almost 70-80% of them, and the debate used to be, should we treat or shouldn't we treat? Because the treatment was chemotherapy, and Chemotherapy is not a good drug, maybe the most toxic medicine available on the earth. And that was a debate. And yes, this is true when I was getting trained. Today, and the patient life used to be around 6 months odd or 8 months odd. Today, if you take tumor, do some sequencing, many machines are there, and as our previous speaker said, you have very cost-effective sequencing, and give the patient a tablet the way you give for diabetes, the way you give for hypertension. And many of those lung cancer patients, almost 80% of them will survive beyond 5 years, and in many subgroups, not all of them. Now, this was unheard of. So I again repeat, in my time remains. I'm not saying my time has gone away completely, but yes, I'm fairly old now. When I was getting trained, we used to say 6-8 months is the average life. Do you want to really treat those patients with chemotherapy? And now you have those patients living for decades if you are able to do those certain tests and you are able to give certain treatment. Again, I repeat, this is not for all lung cancer. This is something, lorlatinib is a drug and ALK is one of those mutations. Don't have to remember it, just example. That yes, and it is true a part of a standard care. This is not something, again, in fiction we used to read. So yes, this is changing the look of an outcome of many cancers, including lung cancer. And how it will reach to the villages, and that's or every part of the country. So you have someone who is user, you have a patient and the community, someone who provides it, that is doctor, and third is the economy part of it, that does the ecosystem as the economy allows or marketplace allows, that it is available for every place. So what it means, it can happen only all those three things gets together. Not easy. Sure, it is available now in all the metros with the cost implication which is there. So we did one small experiment. Apart from Tata Hospital Mumbai, I also work and look after a center in Muzaffarpur. We have a center in Bihar, one of the poorest district, and at this moment I am heading it. So what we did, we said, can we have a precision medicine there? So we partnered with the NGO, got a fund, so established the NGS lab there. Got some smart people from around Calcutta, other places, to see that can we attract them? Manpower, very important. So we got some smart people there. They do run it. So where the money comes from to the test, so we did partner with the NGO and Bihar government to see that lab runs. Then another component was, how do they get the treatment? So there are many ways today, apart from Prime Minister Fund, the Chief Minister Fund, the Ayushman, the state government insurance schemes. There are many of them where not all, many of this treatment is available for patient, which may be a free of cost. So then we did realize that yes, in the poorest district, and today the lab is running, and we do almost 1,000 tests a year. We do plan to scale it up for many more thousands in near future. So yes, it is possible to do it in the one of the poorest district in the country. We did one more experiment, again coming back to how the three components can get together. So we did something called Lung Alliance. Anyone can Google it. It is called Lung Alliance with a group called CRSF. And again, we got here some NGOs, some funding agencies, some pharma companies, the labs, the clinicians, the bioinformaticians, and they got together, try to get a pool of money, coaxing people to donate. And this test for NGS for lung cancer is available free of cost. So if you go to put a Lung Alliance, you go to website, you have to only click it. Individual patient can click it and it will get verified, and they can do this test free of cost. And last year, that is from March to March, we were able to provide almost 5,000 plus patients a free NGS test for lung cancer. Again, highlighting that yes, if the caregiver, the society, the lab, the doctors, they are willing to come together, then it is possible, not for everybody, but for significant proportion of people in this country to provide a solution regarding precision medicine. And with this, thank you so much. It was nice having dialogue with you.
Thank you so much, sir, for that informative advice. Now, I would like to call upon Dr. Neeti Raizada to share her perspective. And I would also like to mention that she is our advisory board member. Thank you, ma'am.
A very good morning to one and all. Greetings to all the distinguished guests, faculty, and my dear friends. Firstly, sincerely want to thank Voice of Health. I've been connected with them for a very long time, but this is the first time we are physically interacting and meeting each one of you. It's actually lovely to interact. And well, I'm a medical oncologist. We have rephrased ourselves as precision oncologist. Precision medicine is the core of what we do. That's the reason in this panel we have two medical oncologists sitting. And of course, Dr. Kumar Prabhas rightly illustrated that everything we do is trying to do with precision wherever we can deliver. Precision medicine, precision surgery, precision radiation. We have radioligand therapies now which have tagged molecules which attack precisely at where the tumor is located. But remember, we have 14 lakh cancers diagnosed each year, out of which 9 lakh die of cancer. This is still a dismal number in our country only because we have not been able to deliver, we have not been able to diagnose at the right time. And when we talk about precision diagnostics, what we need to do in almost 90% of the people, we have had a penetrance of only 5 to 10% of the people. So the patient, 65% of this number is diagnosed in advanced stage. All of them needs genomics at one point in time, and only 5 to 10% get it. So let's talk about what is our infrastructure, what is there in the pipeline to deliver. And what are we talking about in terms of delivery in tier 2 cities and tier 3 cities? Well, I think this is the reason we collaborate between clinicians and the people who can actually deliver, whether it's in corporate settings or in public setting or in government settings. And this is what we need to change. Well, there has been, in terms of oncology, in 2003, there was something known as the TCGA, the Cancer Genome Atlas. And that's what a major launch of $3 billion US. Now, if you calculate the worth as in today, it was $100 million, $100 billion. And TCGA actually revolutionized oncology. So we would call it as gastric cancer or lung cancer or breast cancer, but now we classify based on genomics. It's not just gastric cancer, but the subtype. It's not just breast cancer, but the genomic subtype. And now, not just genomics, oncology is multiomics. Multiomics means genomics is only when you see DNA or larger genes. Now we look at the RNA, we look at transcriptomics, we look at epigenomics, what are the environmental agents, what are the methylation factors. We look at metabolomics, what is the metabolites, how they act in the tumor microenvironment. What is the protein nature, known as the proteomics. We see about pharmacodynamics, how the pharmacogenomics work. So every level of oncology has changed. And there's so much of data which needs to be integrated in clinical practice. And that's what has changed with AI and machine learning. We have loads and loads of data, small time publications, larger publications, but to convert it into clinical medicine, we need integration. And that's what we are reaching at a global level. But at India level, as Dr. Modi rightly said, we have data lacking from our ethnicity. And what we are trying to do is there's something known as a GIP, Genome India Project. This was launched in 2021 with obviously a large investment from Government of India, in which we try to do whole genome sequencing of Indians' ethnicity so that we have larger pool of data for cancer cases in India. DBT has been funding it. 10,000 whole genome sequence are already there. The target is 1 lakh. We'll probably get more data. But now the next step is how do you integrate this data of Indian subset into actually population? How do you actually make sure it goes in practice? And that's where government role comes. There's Ayushman Bharat, there's digital health. And what we are looking forward is how to integrate this Indian genomic data to digital India. And I think there's a long way to go, but yes, with these platforms, that action has started. And so let's kind of come together and think about it and do whatever is possible. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I would like to invite Dr. Prashant Kumar, one of our advisory board member, to please come and address our audience.
Hi, a very good morning, everyone. I think you have been understood the precision medicine a lot. I'm not going to go the nitty-gritty of precision medicine. The first of all, I thank Voice of Healthcare and Mr. Nishchal Naveen and whole of his team. Khushbu is sitting here, and I see the kind of enforcement and relentless effort they are putting to make people aware what is Voice of Healthcare. And while I was coming and entering in the room, what is something which really excited me to see Sunday morning, and almost room is filled. And when I turned my head left, right, and center, what I realized is a women-centric. So I'm sitting all women. So kudos to all the women and clap for them. So I was thinking that what is Voice of Healthcare? And each of you may be coming for this meeting thinking that what is something you are going to gain by the end of the day. You must be thinking and still struggling in your head. Tons of information, but those information, I think many of us just Googling and chatting and chat GPT. And I think this is the time probably you will keep your mobile away and you will hear from the expert. And this is, I think, this should be practiced more. When Dr. Kumar Prabhash was telling that 20 years back, 30 years back, when we were growing up, and now the scenario has changed. Tons of information. You just ask Chat GPT and will get tons of data. But to digest those data is important and understand the data. So for me, Voice of Healthcare is for the people, of the people, and by the people. And this is very important because why we are doing this? What is their effort? Whole team of Voice of Healthcare. Because it's a voicing. We are voicing about the sports. We are voicing about the politics, the Bollywood. Then why not healthcare? And this is an unmet need. If you see that the way disease and cancer especially, everybody sitting in the room, I am sure you know somebody in your family or friend. Either somebody died or somebody suffering from the cancer. So why this happened suddenly? Means 20 years back, when we were growing up, cancer was a rare disease. We were just listening somewhere, किसी movie में गए तो देखा, okay, this protagonist of the movie got cancer and they are flying. That's all. Movie ended. And I'm just quoting a movie called Millie. And we were small and we were like, okay, cancer, no idea. Now, everywhere cancer, and what is predicted by 2050, there would be 70% surge of cancer cases. Just imagine. So what has happened in these many years or decades that the number of cases are growing? Is it our food habit? And people keep complaining and asking that what should we eat? Now, if I tell that, okay, don't eat non-veg, eat vegetarian, then you'll come and tell, sir, vegetarians, but it's all loaded with pesticides. So, and India, 1.5 billion population. So how you're going to feed? If everybody stop eating non-veg, trust me, we do not grow enough vegetables. Trust me. And I'm telling you, you see potatoes. The time will come, there will be no potatoes. The next generation, because land, where is land? We are going every metro cities and we see that high-rise buildings coming up. So many things what we can see now, it may not be possible. The water contaminations. We call Punjab the state loaded with the cancer cases, and many of you know that there is a train from Bhatinda which goes to Chandigarh, and it is called the cancer train. So these many number of patients are growing. And what has changed in last 20 or 30 decades? We are eating milk, adulterated milk. We are eating many fruit items. Our lifestyle that we want everything on remote. We don't want to walk, correct? We want sitting, whole day sitting. Ultimately, we are feeling very good. Air conditioned. But I go back and see my grandparents. I do not remember that there was air conditions and they were traveling. They were all walking. And I'll tell you one study from China. It was a study where they tried to identify the people who lived long. What was something common in all those people? They traveled 10 kilometers every day. So answer is with us. We know that how much hard working they were doing and what we are doing. Coming to the precision medicine, and term also evolved. I was again keep asking myself, precision, why precision? 10 years back, there's no such term quantified precision medicine. Precision, but now we realized because we understood the importance of genome. Do you know that the first human genome, when it was sequenced, how many years it took? It took 13 years. More than 2,000 scientists were working to sequence first human. And it cost almost $2.7 billion. So now technology has evolved. And I truly feel everywhere, I'm not talking about the medicine. You go any field, any area, you find that, okay, wow, we grew. Now you can sequence in 24 to 48 hours. 13 years become 24 hours. The cost from billion, it is costing now 1,000 USD. You can, whole genome sequencing you can done. It could be done. So we evolved and we can access, we were discussing about affordability and accessibility. So we can afford many things now. We can access. Still, many villages and many remote areas we may not able to afford, or not everybody can afford. But that is one of the bigger goals, that how collectively we can make things affordable and accessible. Indian-centric, this vibrations, each of us sitting, and we are very proud, incredible India. And I always go abroad and I come back India. When I see, I always tell my foreign colleagues that India is incredible, no doubt. One part of India you go and see, wow, what India. Other part you see, oh, we are very poor people. Huh? So but I always tell that, okay, we are 1.5 billion population. If I will make the US triple of the population and 1/3 of the land, they will have similar kind of chaos. So perfectly fine, we are in chaos, but we are running. We are doing incredibly good. With the population, the catering, the need for each of the people, everybody is getting food, no matter what background the person has. So India and Indian thought amazingly good. But one thing also we need to realize, that Indian-centric problem, we should be leader. If somebody coming and teaching us about the tuberculosis, it is our problem. We should teach the world. Malaria, we should go and teach the world, not the people coming from abroad and teaching us, okay, this is how you need to treat the disease. Cancer, if gallbladder cancer, it is our problem. We need to lead. Head and neck cancer, cervical cancer, these are Indian-centric cancer. So we should really put an effort. There are data, but we are still relying most of the data generated, especially in cancer, from Western world. And Dr. Neeti Rajada was telling about the TCGA, and we are still referring TCGA. And Dr. Modi was talking about Indian, and I love these ideas that we need to collect our data set. And this is the time when we have to find an avenue to generate the data, which would be Indian-centric. We don't need always reference. Why not the other part of the community and the world refer our data? I think the way we grow, and I would mention two names sitting, Dr. Kumar Prabhas and just now Dr. Sevanti Lime entered in the room. So these are the leaders when we talk about the voice of healthcare. They are the voice. Means Dr. Kumar Prabhas, I think just clap for these clinicians. So every time I get to interact with Dr. Kumar, and no matter what, 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, he picked the call and answer. Every patient referred, and I know he has amazingly hectic schedule, but that is what motivating. I get motivated seeing Dr. Sevanti Lime. No matter what, how busy she is, she finds time to call me and discuss the research. So that is another thing we need to understand, bridge the gap. And the gap could be bridged only when we start communicating. If we start speaking that, okay, clinician, they do not give us time. And they will tell researcher, they do not give us time. It is not going to work. We need to find whatever avenue, whatever timeline we have, we need to collaborate, and not collaborate, hyper collaboration, we call it. So I think very youngster, I'm very happy to see room filled of the women first and all youngster. So the time has changed. It's not that I have to come and become Baba and giving you lecture. I want you to give me lecture. I want to learn from you, each of you. Why? Because each of you sitting have some expertise, something you must be better than me. You have your thought process. Hone your thought and speak. Network, I think this is extraordinary platform. What you came early morning, Sunday sitting, and whole day you are going to listen from the experts. You may gain something, you may understand something, and many of things you may not understand. Don't worry what you don't understand. Worry what you understand and try to go much deeper. I truly believe that none of us, and not everybody, need to become champion or by born champion. We call child prodigy. I never understand the word, this child prodigy. I only understand that ordinary become extraordinary. So if you are ordinary, you have chance to become extraordinary, trust me. But if you are born with extraordinary, I don't know where you will go. I don't want you to crash. I want you to always search of ideas, thinking, understanding. An entrepreneur, it changed over the time. That when we were growing, if I will go and tell my parents that I want to be entrepreneur and I want to start a business, they will tell, okay, sit. Now the child's coming and telling that, okay, I started a company. I was in California. I met 5 leaders. They were 20 years, 24 years. What you are doing? AI-based company. An AI-based company. AI, what is AI? Artificial intelligence. Are we oversolding the term? This also you keep asking. But if you try to understand AI, it's something called, in a very simple word, pattern recognition. We're trying to understand the pattern. And we are trying to do the intelligence of the computer. But from where this pattern will come? From the data. And data means tons of data. Millions, billions of such information from the patient, from the cancer, from the disease. And we are sitting this country, India, where the population 1.5 billion. And diversity. Every state has diversity. The way we dress, the way we eat, the way we having the food habits. And there are studies which just tells that even a single mutation, if you go from one state to other state in India, you find that those mutation frequency varies. Enough of data which is supporting. But this is the time for us to understand that what is something need to be done collectively. I'm telling you the term. Oncology is a branch, where we call that we need collective effort. We need a surgeon, we need a medical oncologist, radiation oncologist, a bioinformatician. Why? Because the disease is really, really very difficult to understand. If I talk about COVID, you know COVID from where it is coming. And then we learned that, okay, we need to make distance and mask because we knew that this is a single strand RNA virus, HIV. But cancer, which is happening inside the body, we have no clue. A normal cells get transformed. And due to this transformation, there is a growth. So for you to battle with cancer, to understand clinically that what is something wrong, not easy. Unless we go and screen ourselves, which is not happening, especially a country like India. But imagine that for fighting such disease, we need to really go much deeper. And no matter what I talk about genomics, proteomics, transcriptomics, multiomics, but our understanding about the cancer is only almost 30%. So again, 70% is still unknown. So for us to know more, there's a big gray zone. I always tell that there's no straightforward black and white. Anybody asks me a question in cancer, and I tell that it may be, probably it could be. Because I cannot say that, yeah, this is happening, go and just follow the law of relativity? No. And then it has tremendous lot of parameter. A disease and a medicine, somebody works and tells this, ye to medicine, it worked for this patient. Why it is not working for other? Because each case is different. And this is where we call n is equal to 1. And this is where the precision medicine, precise, we need to be very precise. How much? 99.9%, each of us sitting here in the room having the similar genome. Just 0.1% making us different. Imagine. And we are struggling to understand that. So the technology has evolved. We went much deeper about each of these parameters, each of these horizon, but still we tell that we understand only 30%. I think bigger discovery, again, women-centric, women sitting here, CRISPR-Cas you have heard. Two extraordinary ladies, Jennifer Doudna and Emanuela, they have done incredible work. And this is where CRISPR we are using, but CRISPR is used in now not only in healthcare, but you can do multiple things with CRISPR. And however, with the technology, we need to understand that where to employ the technology. Is it coming somewhere in between with the ethics? But such technology, I think NGS is one of the bigger revolution in last 20 years, if you ask me, in healthcare. And the time will come when probably each of us, when the child will grow and you have a small chip where the child has his or her genome sequenced. And the time will come very soon. And the child will grow, and if there are any genetic changes, they can just put the chip and they can identify that where is the variation happen. Liquid biopsy is one such area. I think you have heard this term. If not, then I tell you very simple. Biopsy where you do surgery. Liquid biopsy, you don't need to do surgery. And that also we learned over the time that you can get similar kind of information what you are getting from tissue. Just imagine the life is so simple that with the liquid, and liquid could be any body fluid. It could be blood, it could be urine, it could be tears, saliva. So depending on what context we are talking, which cancer we are talking. But our understanding grew over the time, and this is where we are in the era of precision medicine, where we know that how precise we need to be. I can keep giving you lectures, and I think whole day I do not want to go much deeper and talk about how precision is helping, but one thing is very important for each of us to understand that we want to achieve. Everybody sitting here, you coming Sunday early morning, thinking that you are going to receive and learn, and we dream to become bigger and bigger and bigger. But one thing is very important, that in each of our dream, we should definitely remember that how can you contribute to your society, your neighbors, and then your country. If you help your neighbor, society will be built. And if you build this society stronger and empower your society, your country will be empowered. So I'll end with one of the very favorite poem. I love this poem from Harivansh Rai Bachchan. Man ka ho to badhiya, bahut badhiya. So anything happen, what you will, that is amazing. I want to be engineer, doctor, I want to get the Nobel Prize. So man to, you can keep thinking that you want to achieve everything. But agar man ka nahi ho, to aur bhi acha. Trust me, because wo upar wale ke man se hoga. So we must believe in this, because we need to motivate each other. This is the time when we talk about the precision medicine. We know that how the disease evolving, and the time we need to believe in ourselves, and whatever way we can contribute to the society to make the healthcare empowered. So thank you very much for all your attention. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you so much, sir, for the motivating words at the last. And I would like to thank all our esteemed speakers for sharing such valuable insights and for setting a strong and forward-looking vision for precision medicine India. And as token of appreciation and gratitude, we would now like to felicitate our distinguished speakers. May I request Dr. Nishchal to please come forward and do the honors. We would like to begin with Dr. Neeti Raizada. Let's have a round of applause for our esteemed dignitaries and the amazing address they gave to us. Dr. Prashant Kumar. Dr. Kumar Prabhash. Dr. Deepak Modi. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. And we now request our speakers to please come forward for a group photograph and let's capture this moment. Thank you everyone.